11 years ago, my wife and I were walking through an antique mall, trying to buy something that would hold significance for our relationship. A vintage radio caught our attention, and from it, a prayer was born. Lord, would we hear your voice and respond in obedience? And throughout the last 10 years of our marriage, God has spoken to us time and time again. He called us to start 2 discipleship houses where 27 singles were raised up to love and serve the Lord. In addition to our own 2 children, we have fostered over 11 children experiencing foster care. He called me to be an elder and the teaching pastor at our local church. And for the last 8 years, God has been preparing our hearts to plant a church in Portland, Oregon.
Growing up in Oregon, I didn't really appreciate all the beauty that it had to offer. And honestly, when I moved away as a young adult, I didn't think I would ever want to return. But in 2016, God began inviting us back. And since that time, my love for this place and these people has only grown. Portland is a great place to live. It's regularly voted one of the healthiest and most beautiful cities in the U.S. It's known for its beautiful scenery of the towering trees in Forest Park and the breathtaking power of Multnomah Falls. It's known for its creativity and quirkiness in the arts. And of course, it's known for the unforgettable flavors found in some of the best coffee and best food in the nation.
However, it is not a city free from its challenges. Portland has a checkered past and a long history of searching for life and meaning apart from God. Like most port cities, Portland has always been a place to escape the demands of responsibility and throw off the constraints of society. And it is regularly ranked as one of the most secular and least churched cities in America. Over 630,000 people call Portland home, and the vast majority of them do not know Jesus. Yet there is a spiritual hunger and openness in the city. Portland is perfectly positioned for a fresh move of the Spirit. And although there are faithful leaders and churches in the city, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And Portland is in desperate need for more churches to be planted. And this is why we're planting this church, a church where people can meet and get to know Jesus, a church where we demonstrate that living according to God's design leads to abundant life and unshakable joy, a community where people can be transformed by the gospel, welcomed in a community of love for the sake of their neighbors and for the glory of God. A community where we are so full of the life and energy of Jesus that it splashes out with love and hope to all who are around us. A church that's known not only for our deep love for one another, but our compassionate care for those who are lost, lonely, and hurting. Our vision is for a church that is full of the Word and full of the Spirit until Portland is full of the glory of God.
And that's where you come in. If we're going to reach Portland with the good news of Jesus, we need your help. Just as Paul says in Romans 10, how are they to believe if they have not heard? And how are they to hear unless someone preaches to them? And how are they to preach unless they are sent? So we are inviting you to partner with us in one of 3 specific ways. Firstly, to pray. Planting a church in a city like Portland is going to be impossible without faith. So would you join us in prayer? Would you pray for our team and pray big prayers? Pray that God would establish this church and that many would come to know the good news of Jesus.
Second, through your generosity. I don't know if you know this, but planting a church is very expensive, and we are going to need all types of people to give to make this a reality. Would you consider setting up a monthly reoccurring gift of any amount to help us reach people for Jesus? And lastly, an invitation to join us. Starting in the fall of 2025, we are going to be gathering as a small group in Portland to grow in Christ, to build deep relationships, and to bless our neighbors. Whether you give, pray, or join, we are so excited for what God has in store, and I want to thank you for being a part of the journey.